The Queen has had many memorable and significant years during her incredible 7-decade reign, whether this is 1952, when she succeeded her father, or 1992, which Her Majesty dubbed her Annus Horribilis after the year, saw the breakdown of 3 of her children's marriages and the devastating fire at Windsor Castle. While many other years would certainly fall under a similar category of being hard to forget, 1982 would certainly be right up there as it saw the Queen celebrate her Ruby Jubilee, the end of the Falklands War, and the birth of Prince William. Another momentous moment took place 40 years ago today, July 9, 1982, as famed intruder Michael Fagan broke into Buckingham Palace and managed to wake the Queen up in her bedroom. Perhaps even more shocking than this, it was the second time Fagan had managed to evade security and freely wander around the palace. The story of intruder Michael Fagan breaking into Buckingham Palace and waking the Queen up is very well known and was even dramatized in Netflix's The Crown. The event took place 40 years ago today, July 9, 1982, but what many people may be surprised to hear is that it was actually Fagan's second break into the palace. The intruder first managed to evade detection and enter the building in early June 1982. Fagan later revealed that he climbed up a drainpipe and startled a housemaid, who called the guards. It is said that when the security arrived, they refused to believe the housemaid's story. Fagan went on to claim that he then entered the palace through an unlocked window on the roof and walked the corridors for the next half an hour, eating cheddar cheese and crackers. He viewed the royal portraits in the gallery and sat on a throne. Fagan revealed that he drank a half bottle of white wine before getting tired and sneaking back out. Perhaps most shockingly of all, the intruder managed to trip 2 security alarms, but the duty policemen turned them off as they believed they were faulty. The thrill of freely wandering the palace undetected wasn't enough for Fagan as he decided to return and try his luck again on July 9. This time he arrived at approximately 7 a.m. and scaled the 14-foot perimeter wall, which was topped with barbed wire, and climbed the drainpipe, just as he had done a few weeks before. Fagan wandered the corridors and again managed to trip security wires, which were silenced by the policeman on duty. After walking for a few minutes, he reached the royal apartments. Before entering the Queen's bedroom, he had broken a glass ashtray and cut his hand. Fagan was still bleeding and carrying a fragment of the glass when he entered Her Majesty's room. Reports vary as to exactly what happened when the intruder met the Queen, as Fagan has changed details of his story over the years. It is said that he woke the monarch when he disturbed a curtain in her room and proceeded to sit on the end of her bed. In a 2012 interview, Fagan changed course and said that the Queen had immediately left the room to find security after she had called the palace switchboard twice and no one had arrived. When help finally arrived, Fagan was tackled out of the room by Her Majesty's duty footman, Paul Wybrew, who had been out walking the corgis. It is said that the intruder was offered a glass of whiskey to calm down. Shockingly, Fagan never faced any real punishment for breaking into the palace, as his actions were classed as a civil wrong rather than a criminal offense back in 1982. He was not charged with trespassing in the Queen's bedroom, but was charged with theft of the bottle of wine that he had drunk during his first visit. The charges were later dropped when he was committed for psychiatric evaluation. A few weeks later, Fagan's mother spoke about what her son had done and said, "He thinks so much of the Queen. I can imagine him just wanting to simply talk and say hello and discuss his problems." He spent 3 months in a psychiatric hospital and was released in January the following year. Buckingham Palace only became a designated site where you could be charged for trespassing in 2007 under the Serious Organized Crime and Police Act 2004.